Nihon Falcom, the company all of you know that started off as a computer shop in 1981 that quickly shifted focus into video games and became pioneers of the JRPG genre, the makers of Ys and Trails. There's a lot to like about Falcom, and also a lot to dislike about them. Certainly there's been quite the rise of negativity in recent years about their flaws, but I'm not going to dive too deep into those weeds today. Instead, I'm going to convey a realization I had due to some recent events. A classic disclaimer is needed, however. The things I'm about to talk about may seem random and completely off topic at first, but it all connects. Well, most of it anyways. So recently I started my playthrough of Dragon Slayer: The Legend of Heroes, and it's been pretty wild at times. I gotta go back to that other city. What the fuck are these things? Snippers? Bro, these things just snip my sack off. Old school JRPGs are something else sometimes. Anyways, there was a moment where I was playing a minigame against an old dude who was really unfair and cheated all the time. It seemed impossible to win the game against him, and I ended up saying this. Or if there's anything else here, because I don't want to play his shitty games again, but... Now around 30 seconds later, one of the viewers asked, "Is this a shitty game?" And I responded to the question, completely forgetting about those remarks I made 30 seconds earlier about that minigame. Is it bad that I forgot something I said 30 seconds earlier? Well, yes and no. You see, streaming is a completely different ball game than making a video. Not only am I focusing on playing the game, but I'm also constantly looking at the other monitor to see how the stream is doing and reading chat messages. It's a lot to focus on all at once, which can lead to me forgetting things easily, or completely misinterpreting a chat message. So I have a disgusting amount of hours in Dota. And there's a meme in the community that the first 10,000 hours of Dota is the tutorial. Even though it's a meme, there is still some truth to it. I wouldn't be surprised if the top streamers would say something similar about streaming. Basically, the point I'm making is anyone can play Dota or stream, but it takes a lot of time to get good at it. My response to the question, "Is this a shitty game?" was quite fascinating. Is this a shitty game? It's got a lot of charm to it. Yeah, I'll say that. I'm enjoying it for what it is, but I don't know, sometimes it's shit and sometimes it's not. Oh! Yeah, I was talking about the minigame when I said shit game. That's true. So, for videos, I usually type out small scripts that I read out and record on Audacity, and then import the recordings on my video editor to apply images and music. But there was one segment in a former video where I did not use a mini script. I'm gonna give a bit of context before I play the clip from the video that wasn't scripted. This is me explaining the joy I felt playing my first Falcom game, and all the other games made by them. It was really refreshing when I played Ys Origin. The gameplay was really simple and fun, and the music was incredible. It was the first time in years I played a single-player game with soul again. Sure, the graphics weren't great, but I didn't care. It had a certain charm to it that really appealed to me. And these feelings carried on and persisted for every Falcom game I played. It didn't matter if it was Ys, Trails, Zwei, or Xanadu. I was having the time of my life playing Falcom games. My hope in single-player gaming was restored. So naturally, after experiencing this joy from Falcom games, I just had to spread the word to my friends. When it came to Ys, for the most part, I was successful in getting my friends into it. But for Trails, that was a different story, unfortunately. So as I said earlier, Falcom has a lot of flaws. For example, they cut a lot of corners and rush their games out to keep up with their psychotic game release schedule. There's other things too, which I have covered in the past. While I can't necessarily praise some things, I will say I think these flaws are a massive part of the charm for their games. The Falcom community is one of the most passionate video game communities I've ever seen. And the reason for their passion is that they too have been charmed by Falcom. There is no other video game company quite like them on the planet. If they became like Square Enix, for example, on the game side of things, I think the charm would be lost. Basically, I think barring a few exceptions, the flaws of Falcom overall are a positive for the company and its games to stand out from the crowd. And that most of the modern haters in the community are big tsunderes. Anyways, as per usual, if you have made it this far, thanks for watching. I'll see you around, have a good one, peace.